Hey everyone, good morning everyone. How you all doing? Welcome to Inspire to Soar. My name is Bami, founder of Inspire to Soar Limited. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. And if you're a returning guest, welcome again. So pleased that you could join me this morning. Now, my passion and my mission is to tend the broken wings of your dreams so that you can be inspired to soar above your troubles. That is my passion, that is my mission. If you want to find out more, you can check out my website www.inspiredtosoar.co.uk, or you can phone me. The telephone number is on the Facebook page, and the description in the Facebook page, you can find it there. So this morning I'm gonna ask you a question. Are you wearing a mask? Or maybe the right kind of question to really ask is, what kind of mask are you wearing? Because here's the thing, majority of us as human beings, we wear masks. We wear facades. We put things on to cover ourselves so that people do not see the real us. Okay, where's this coming from? At various times in my life, I've worn different masks. Some of them more elaborate than others. So I'll give you an example. There was a time in my life where I wore the mask of being strong, not needing anyone, not needing to rely on anybody. And there have been other times where I've worn the mask of confidence, being confident, being assured, when deep inside I was a quivering wreck. And here's the thing, let's talk about masks. These masks, these things that we put upon ourselves, because from what we know about physical masks, the whole point is to cover your face so that people cannot see who you really are, so that your identity is disguised. So whether you're thinking of, when we think of physical masks, we think of people who are either robbers, or we think of masked balls, when people go on balls and they don't want strangers to recognize them, they don't want people to know who they really are. And a lot of times when people wear masks is because they feel that that's the only way they can do certain things without any judgment and all of those things. So let's talk about, why do we wear masks? I can only speak for myself, but ideas say that a lot of what I'm going to say, you will find things that will resonate with you. So if at any point in your life you've put on a persona, you've put on a disguise just so that people do not know who the real you is, then you've worn a mask. And I dare say that applies to everybody. Okay, there are some of us who are more adept at wearing masks than others, and there are some who wear masks for much longer than others. Some people live most of their entire lives wearing masks. And you probably think, so what does it matter? At the end of the day, people like me, people relate to me, I can do what I need to do, and all of those things. But can you really? If people only like you, if others only like you on the basis of a mask that you've put on the basis of a persona that you put on, and they cannot love the real you, then do you really need their approval? Do you really need their love, or whatever it is that you're seeking for? Okay, so back to what I was saying about myself, about the times in my life when I've put on the mask of being strong and independent and not needing anybody. Here was a lie I believed. I believed that if, with me putting on the persona of being strong all the time and being independent and needing no one, that I would not be perceived as weak. Because weakness, being perceived as weak, was like the kiss of death for me. But you know what? The same mask that I wore during those times to keep people away, in quote and unquote, to try and protect myself, was the same thing that kept those who could have held me away. So in the end, wearing masks, by wearing the mask of not needing anyone, I was doing myself a disservice. And that's the thing. When I was speaking to my psychologist last year, that was one of the key areas for me that I know I have to keep working on. That thing about not letting people see my weaknesses. And if you notice, if you had watched the very first one of these videos, which I did weeks ago now, I started these videos to start showing the real me, to start showing myself in all my vulnerabilities and everything, in order to inspire you more, in order to encourage you more, in order to help you to know that presenting as the real you is what the world needs. Because I strongly believe that every single one of us, the real us, the true us, within us, we have a gift. We have something to bequeath to humanity, to give to humanity. And I believe that when we put on the masks and we keep the masks in place, first and foremost, we do ourselves a disservice. And secondly, we do the world a disservice, because people are robbed of who the true us. People are robbed of the full extent of who we really are. So, do you still think I'm talking in abstract? Let me explain this better. Okay, during the times when I was wearing the mask of strength and everything, and again, when it comes to masks, when you've worn masks for a long time, it's one of those things that you have to constantly, which I'm constantly doing, working on not putting it back on. Because in the end, masks become a self-defense mechanism, and if care is not taken, we use it becomes almost like part of it becomes a pseudo identity, not our real identity, but the identity that we've assumed. So with that, the mask of strength that I used to wear, yes, it kept people away. It had this hands off, don't come near, don't mess with me tag on it. But at the same time, it kept me from asking for help when I needed help. It kept me from seeking support when I should have. And it was also very lonely, And that is the thing. Why do we wear masks? A lot of times we wear masks because we want to please others. So, nowhere is this more prevalent in this our modern society of social media. We have, oh, thank you, whoever it is that's joined me. I cannot see your name, but thank you for joining me. So, this thing about masks and keeping up appearances and keeping up with the Joneses, it's even more prevalent now in our modern society than it's ever been. Social media. We all want to put our best foot forward. We all want to show our best selves. And you know what? If you have a smartphone in your hand, these days, you can do a whole lot more. The things that only professional photographers used to be able to do, you can do that at the click of a button. You can put filters on. So if you're having a bad day, if you're having a bad day, if you're looking ill or whatever like that, you can put filters on, and voila, you look like your life is perfect and amazing. But once you put the filtered image out there, afterwards, the pain is still there, the struggles are still there. So in the end, that mask, the filters, the appearances that we keep up, it doesn't serve us in the end. Because people look at, how many people will look at your social media feed, for example, and think, oh wow, her life is perfect. Everything is going swimmingly. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, oh yes, you blab your life, your whole life to the whole world. Okay, fine. There are people who do that because it works for them. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm just saying is, who are you? When you're standing in front of the mirror, the person staring back at you, do you actually recognize that person? Do you recognize the person staring back at you? If you don't, then that means you're robbing yourself. Because if you present in a certain way that is not the authentic, the real you to the world, then that means that there are heights of potential, of your potential, that you are not, that will go unexplored, that will go untapped, that will go undiscovered. And the first person who's losing out on that is you. So during the times when I kept people away and everything like that, like I said, it was an isolating time, it was a lonely time. And when I was speaking to my psychologist and everything like that, and I started journaling and looking at the real me, looking at those things about myself that had kept hidden away, I made a decision that, you know what, I wanted to change. I didn't want to be an imposter. I didn't want to be a fake person. I wanted to be the real me. So, if you don't like the real me, then that's fine. No, we don't have you. Not everybody will get you. Not everybody will like you, because the primary one of the number one reasons why we wear masks is because of the approval of others. So the mask you've put on today, whose approval are you courting us for because of that? Whose approval matters so much to you that you are not showing up as the real you? I want to encourage you and I want to challenge you that today, whatever day today is for you, when you're watching this, that you will make the decision to take the mask off, or at least to start taking the mask off. Because you see, a lot of us will wear masks for so long. Sometimes, like I said, a lot of people can wear masks for virtually all their lives until they get to the point where they don't even realize who they are. And that's the thing about masks. Masks cover up. They cover up your identity. They cover up who you really are. They cover up, yes, they cover up the ugly, but they also cover up a lot of the good too. You know? And that is the thing. Who's behind your mask? Who is that person waiting? Who is that man or woman waiting that the world needs to see? That needs to show up so that the world can benefit, so that you can live free. Because living with a mask as well, it's a prison of in itself. It's a prison. It puts chains on you, because once you've put on a persona, then you feel like you have to keep up the appearances. You have to keep the appearances up. You have to keep the mask in place. You don't want it to slip. And oftentimes people go to elaborate extents to keep those masks in place. And it becomes like nearly a full-time job anyway, you know. And to what end? For what benefit? To please people? Whoever does not like the real you, whoever will not accommodate the real you, then there's no point in striving for the approval with a mask in place. Because let's face it, if they don't like the real you, when that mask you've kept on, when it slips off, they will shun you. They will shun you or despise you or belittle you or whatever it is that you fear they're going to do. So I want to encourage you, if you've ever worn a mask, whether for a short season or a long season, can you please type in the comments mask off? Because today you're making that decision to take the mask off. Because I need you. The world needs you. Everybody needs you to show up without a mask. To show up as the real you. To show up as the authentic you. So that your potential, your true potential can be revealed. So that the gift you have to bequeath to humanity can be revealed. And that is the thing about masks. Masks, they cover up. They cover up who you are. They cover up what you have to give. They cover up the good, but also they cover up the ugly, yes, but they also cover up a lot of the good. And you cannot keep doing that to yourself or to others. So I want to challenge you today, this week, whatever elaborate mask you've got on, start peeling it off. It is time for the real you to stand up, to step up. And here's the other side of the equation as well. If you've been wearing masks for so long, it might be a situation, it might be the case that you don't even know who you really are anymore. If that is the case, I'm going to help you and start you on that journey. The one thing I will say to you, okay, fine, there are people who believe differently, but I believe that I am created in the image and likeness of God, and so are you. And in the Bible it says that we are God's masterpiece. So I believe that I am God's masterpiece, and I believe that every single individual is God's masterpiece. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are, it doesn't matter what the outward appearances look like or anything like that. I am God's masterpiece, you are God's masterpiece. So I want to challenge you and I want to encourage you to let that be the starting point of rediscovering who you really are, of unpeeling the mask so that you can reveal the masterpiece that's been buried for so long. Because the world is waiting. The world needs you. And you need you. You need to find fulfillment, to find peace and contentment. You have to get in touch with the masterpiece that you are, the masterpiece that you've been created to be. Because anything less is living in bondage. It's living half a life. And I sure know that half a life is no life at all, because my coach always says, my coach Carryover Brunner says this, that if you're half alive, then that means you're half dead. During the times when I wore my elaborate masks, especially the ones of being strong, of not needing anyone, of just being of perfection, of confidence, when I was quivering on the inside, when I could have asked for help, during all of those times, there were parts of me that were just dead. That's just it. I wasn't fully alive. I was half dead. And it was a very unfulfilling life. It was a miserable existence, because then I felt like I needed to please this person, please that person, please this group, please that group. Now, these days, I just show up as me. Okay, like this, for a very long time, because of this, I wasn't comfortable with Facebook Live, for example, because I couldn't edit, I couldn't cut things out and everything like that. But now, I just come, okay, fine. Some days I remember the things I want to say, some days I don't. So what? This is who I am. This is who I am. This is the real me. And my passion and my mission still stays the same. Will I get it right all the time? Most definitely not. But I am pursuing my passion. I'm pursuing my purpose by tending the broken wings of others' dreams so that it can be inspired to soar. My methods, my strategies will not resonate with a lot of people, will not resonate with so many. But there are those who it will resonate with. And those are the ones, and those are the ones that have been called to. Those are the ones that I'm here to be a blessing to. I'm here to encourage. I'm here to see live fulfilling lives. So that's it for today. But before I go, I want to tell you about my book. Okay, it's titled Navigating Your New Normal, a Roadmap for Life Fulfillment After Trauma. In the notes, you will see the link, the Amazon link for it. Check it out and get it. If you've ever gone through any kind of trauma of any kind, you will serve as a roadmap or a sat-nav for your new normal journey. What do I call the new normal? Is the aftermath of trauma. So do check it out. And when you check the link on Amazon, you will see the reviews of those who have read it and all of those things, so that you can find out more about it. And if you like this video, if this video resonates with you, don't be stingy, don't be mean, be kind, be generous, share it with others, share it on all of your pages. And for more inspiring videos, do check out the Inspire to Soar YouTube channel and subscribe, because that way when I put on new videos, you will get to see them, and you will be, and like this video, you can go back and watch it again and again without having to search in the feed and wondering where it is. Because like I said, my passion and my mission is to tend the broken wings of your dreams, so that you can be inspired to soar above your troubles. I believe that in the aftermath of challenging circumstances, a lifetime of fulfillment, of thriving, it's not a pipe dream. It is a reality. That is the reality I live today. So until the next time, be inspired to soar and take those masks off. No matter how many they are, start peeling off, start taking them off until they are all gone. And you will have a more fulfilling life for that, and you will bring the best of you that the world really needs to the table. Take care. Bye.